Welcome everyone to another build day. I'm just back in from the workshop for a bit of lunch, so I thought I'd produce the intro for this video. Day 14, deck work and closing the hull at the stern yet again. You join me back in the workshop with the deck temporarily fitted, and this deck is looking more and more like it's becoming a template. Luckily I've got enough material to make a new one that fits around this area neater, and this will certainly come in for other parts of the project. What I'm looking on doing today, you notice I've undone the bolt at the back, and that's to give me freedom to move one half out the way and offer the other half up to the deck. And I've decided to pop rivet right angle brackets to the upper part of the hull and drill the deck for temporary bolts, and that's just to enable me to close up these gaps and arrive at the finished shape of the closed hull. So that's the plan for today. Right angle brackets pop riveted to the hull and temporarily attached to this deck. A nice handy nut driver We're looking at the hull with temporary fixings between the hull and the deck at the stern. These temporary bolts are holding the deck at the stern while I create the shape of the stern. But the final plan is to have the deck above these brackets, and within these brackets at these points I'm going to use riv nuts, very much like a pop rivet that we see here, but the centre, rather than have the solid rod, they're tapped out, so when they're attached to these right angle brackets at these points, they'll be squeezed with the riv nut tool, which I'll show you later. They'll grip these brackets and they provide a tapping so that when I put this deck on top of the brackets, I can use tap bolts through into these brackets and hold them firmly in place. So that's the plan. We're looking stern on at the tugboat hull. I've just closed the vertical joint at the stern. This is in keeping with the original design of the Banbury Cross. It had a seam at the front and the back. This is going to be excess. This floor is going to continue up to meet it around there, so I can visualize quite a lot of this coming off. Again, looking at the hull from the stern, describing what we can see. This is the left or port side of the hull. This is the flange joint that we've just described. This is the excess. This is my early attempt at surrounding these thruster tubes up riveted to the sides of the hull as I form a picture of how it's going to be permanently attached. It seems like I need a flat plate that will butt up against this and close it off. Don't worry about any bolts showing. They are going to be captive riv nuts on the brackets that we see pop riveted to support the rear deck. I'm going to have a go at drawing a smooth line. I think it's going to end up parallel to this top edge. Parallel to this top edge. So, if we think of a line as from this point to this point, but made parallel to this top edge up till, let's say, that point. I'll get on and do that, make the cut, and then lay a plate across it to start shaping the closing plate for the hull. We might be getting somewhere. This is the hull inverted, of course. Thruster tubes, stern of the hull with this intended flange to keep originality. This is the lower side of the deck showing, and this area between here and here is what I need to close up. But I've been saying that for a while. There, it's done. Right, I'll leave that to set. Now really, I suppose what I need to do now is to consider making it. This is 1mm aluminium, purely for ease of use, but it may well be the finished product. That's upwards, just for me. And now, see if I can find a slightly finer pen that works. I should trace round the underneath. I haven't got much 1mm alloy left, so I don't really want to be messing up. I'll put some witness marks on. Always good to have some witness marks in case you'd have to replace it. So that would be what's underneath this flap, and there's the crude drawing. I guess it missed the centre bit when the pen went round this, so I should cut that out and have a look. The moment of truth. So let's have a look and see what we've got. This corner still has to come down to match this shape. That corner's pretty close. So this would certainly close the area off. The temptation is to pop rivet this and this together, because at some point you have to have it solid enough to work with, and I am going to be brazing it together. So the question is, do I want it flush? That's all, or a tiny bit of overhang for the brazing. My guess is a 90-degree, but now, as good as this solution is at this point in time, I can't continue while these nuts are captive. But I could take them all out knowing that I've got the shape. I think that's what I'm going to be doing. Take these nuts out, ready for the deck to go above the brackets, the right angle brackets on the hull. That's the plan. So, you rejoin me with this bulkhead beaten into shape to match the contour still work to be done, but matching the contour of the rear section of the hull. As you remember, this was underneath when I marked it. I'm very tempted to attach it over the top. Straight away I'm encouraged that that's the right path to take. Hallelujah, as some might say. How about that then? Bit more panel beating, not a problem. So, here's the upturned hull. Showing the single pop rivet that's enabling the 1mm to attach to the 2mm alloy. Let's have a look at it from above. These are going to be the deck supports. This is the 1mm alloy. The 2mm alloy is here. That's the single pop rivet. Holding it in place just for visualization. A good day's work. Thanks for watching. Join me again soon for more build days.